Jade Cargill's WrestleMania opponent is about to be revealed, so we'll see what's up there. We'll also check out what's going on with Nikki Bella, Charlotte, and more. Starting things off with Jade Cargill and everything that's going on with her. Jade's title reign just surpassed 100 days in length. Jade should successfully make it out of this feud against Jordynne Grace with the WWE Women's title and move into WrestleMania 42, where Jade will defend the title again. As of this very moment, Jade's WrestleMania opponent is unknown, but the answer will be revealed on February 28th at Elimination Chamber, with Liv Morgan most likely selecting Stephanie and the Women's World title. This means that the Women's Elimination Chamber match will be for the right to face Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's title at WrestleMania 42. So far, Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley have qualified for the Women's Elimination Chamber match, with several more spots left to be determined. That means that there's a chance to see Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill again for the title at WrestleMania 42. Tiffany lost her title to Jade on November 1st, with the whole narrative being that Tiffany was hurt, and that Jade did not beat a fully healthy version of Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany never got a rematch of any kind, so you can argue that that's a narrative there in play for Tiffany Stratton to be out for revenge, and out to get her title back from Jade that she technically was not healthy fully enough to defend back in November. There's definitely some story there to make that match happen at WrestleMania 42, this time with Jade and Tiffany being fully healthy. The only issue is that some fans may have fatigue with that specific feud. WWE spent a lot of time pumping Tiffany versus Jade's feud last summer. Tiffany and Jade feuded from right before SummerSlam all the way until November 1st. So considering they just finished feuding for just around 5 months, there are fans that aren't thrilled about revisiting the same feud again. A lot of fans want to see something fresh and new for Jade Cargill to do at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill is a pretty huge matchup on paper. That definitely seems like it fits into the category being fun and a fresh matchup right there. A true one-on-one meeting between two of the powerhouses in the women's division. But there are several factors that make this match seem unlikely to happen. Firstly, Rhea Ripley is a Raw superstar, so competing for the Smackdown title is not completely out of the realm of possibility, but it could get tricky sometimes. The second reason is that Rhea Ripley is in the tag team division right now with Io Sky, and if they take that tag title into WrestleMania, it's unlikely that she would work double duty at WrestleMania. The last reason is that due to the fact that if they want Jade Cargill walking at a WrestleMania 42 as champion, that would require Rhea Ripley being pinned or submitted, and that's definitely something that the company most likely does not want Rhea Ripley to go through. They would definitely want to avoid Rhea getting pinned or submitted, so that's what makes that match seem unlikely. Another name that's not qualified for the Women's Chamber yet, but is floating around, is Charlotte Flair. This is a matchup WWE immediately teased after Jade had first won the women's title. Charlotte interrupted Jade's exit on that edition of Smackdown, and the two of them shared an intense stare down. There was no follow-up to that moment, but it was just meant to be a very early seed for the inevitable Charlotte versus Jade matchup. So now you got fans wondering if they're going to pay off that Charlotte and Jade teaser from last fall with this big title match here at WrestleMania 42. Charlotte Flair is a massive threat to any world title at any time, and she'd be that perfect WrestleMania opponent for Jade Cargill. And Charlotte Flair actually could afford a loss at WrestleMania 42 because it wouldn't do any damage to her. She's well beyond established. So that would be a big win for Jade to put under her belt, and Charlotte won't be so impacted by the loss. The only issue here with Charlotte versus Jade at WrestleMania 42 is what in the world would happen with Alexa Bliss. If they're going to do Charlotte versus Jade, that means Alexa versus Charlotte's off the table for WrestleMania 42. And maybe Alexa's WrestleMania role would be to go just cheer on Charlotte. So that's the big downside of Charlotte versus Jade, that it would throw Charlotte and Alexa's whole story with each other right now. Of course, you have the possibility of Bianca Belair being Jade's opponent, but the news with Bianca's status and recovery still remains very weird. It does not look like Bianca will be cleared in time for WrestleMania, and especially if Bianca is not in the chamber match, then we could really rule her completely out as a possibility. It's always fun to discuss all these big matchup possibilities, but it won't be long until we finally get the answer and reveal of who's facing Jade Cargill. That reveal will happen sometime at the 2026 Elimination Chamber. Nikki Bella has been at the forefront of a pretty intense conversation about the men's division due to some comments she had to say. Nikki Bella gave credit to both the men's and women's division and mentioned how WWE needs to continue to build more stars, especially for the men's division. Nikki Bella pointed out that when you look at the top stars in the men's division right now, it's all stars at old, surprising ages. So Nikki stressed that the men's division really needs some new stars established. Nikki also said that the women's division is better than the men's right now, and even after facing some feedback from the fans, Nikki doubled down and stood on her belief that the women's division is better than the men's right now. And Nikki is onto something here. The women's division is arguably the best it's ever been, and it has so much insane depth. You got absolute top stars right now in the women's division that are in their early 30s. You got mega stars like Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton that are so beyond established. They haven't even entered their 30s yet. You've got these incredible talent in NXT with even more great stars in their 20s. Then you also have legends and veterans in the women's division that are all still active. Individuals like Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, AJ Lee, the Bellas. So it's this nice in-depth mix of balance of young stars, stars in their prime, and veterans as well. Even the women's tag team division alone is extremely stacked out of its mind. But you turn over to the men's division, and all the mega stars that are established right now are all in their early to late 40s. There's a lot of great potential stars for the future, such as Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, Obafemi, Javon Evans, and many more. But when you talk about absolute megastars that are well established right now in current day, Nikki is kind of right. It's all individuals that are either close to 40 or way past 40. So Nikki wants to see the men's division create more young star power that they can depend on. And this isn't a new issue at all. Last time WWE champion was under 30 years old was way back in 2017 when Bray Wyatt won the title. So over the last 9 years, no male superstars under the age of 30 have won the WWE Championship. That's a pretty insane stat to think about. That's why Nikki Bella is right about the women's division being better than the men's right now. The women's division has so many well-established stars in their mid-20s and early 30s. And that's what the men's division most definitely needs more of as well. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.